All right, Regina, we're gonna be here for 2 hours. Might want doing our infamous interviews.
We're gonna be here for
We're gonna be here for
a minute.
It's gonna be us making faces eating, and I hope this is picking up. Alrighty, Regina. So I'm a virgin. You've been on how many Virgin Voyages?
This is my second. So not much more experience.
Okay. So we're almost neck and neck, but Regina has a little more experience. So what brought you on this sailing?
Well, one was the Sisterhood at Sea concept, because a lot of the folks I'm familiar with from Melanin at Sea. So getting together with just the girls, I thought it was a really great idea. Really like Auntie and Terry, so wanted to support that. And then after going on Virgin in January, which I already had this book before I went on that trip, I was like, oh, I'm definitely going after going on Virgin the first time. I was like, yep, I'm glad I get to go again in the same year.
And I think for me, like, I try a lot of stuff solo. I didn't mind trying to Virgin solo, but I think this opportunity became available before I even could do the whole solo trip. So I was like, okay, well, let me experience it. And like with all the mixed reviews of like Virgins out there, I mean, I think I'm a pretty flexible personality where I don't think too much really shocks me. But if it were like a terrible time, I would have people to just hang out with. So I was like, all right, let's go. Alrighty. So Embarkation Day. I've been saying like on the vlogs that it seems like Virgin does this thing where they take everything that we hate about other cruise lines and just scraps it. And I think Embarkation Day has a bunch of those items. Like So how was your embarkation process? What did they get right?
Embarkation process was very smooth. They do tend to stick with, the time that you set up when you check in, like stick to that time. But they are good about like managing the traffic. So if they see the traffic is moving, they'll move you through. Mm-hmm. Which is what I experienced this time too. Also, just the check-in process. They have so many stations, and as soon as you get in, you're already getting your stuff checked. It was extremely smooth. It does not take long at all.
And for me, I tried it. I tried the usual thing that we all do at cruise day. We get there really early, and they were like, nope, go to Bayside. But I will say, after arriving at the appropriate time, I have not stood in a line on this ship at all. So I did the status match, which allowed me to like do almost like red carpet treatment straight up to check-in. And I was on the ship pretty quickly. And the biggest thing I think that they knock out the park is, our wine is arriving. So we got the wine pairing. All right, so we have the wine pairing. Our first wine just arrived is a Sauvignon Blanc. That's supposed to be paired with the mushroom dish. Oh yeah, we should show the people. So when you sit down at Test Kitchen, this is all you get. And you get all the things except for where it says beef and venison. You pick one. I messed up because she said, what do you want? She said, what are your main course to be? And I said scallops, and she said, no ma'am. So for your main course is say beef or venison, friends, and don't be like me. Okay, so we're finishing up about Embarkation Day, and I think they knocked out of the park with having your rooms ready.
Oh yeah.
Because that's the thing that like we all hate, like having to just randomly sit on the deck and try to pretend like we're entertained, when in reality we want to get to our room. The anxiousness doesn't come down to you have your luggage and all that stuff. So literally I got to my room, it was ready. As soon as I walked up, my luggage was coming.
Can I say one thing with Embarkation? Just for folks who haven't gone on Virgin yet. One thing that is very different, it's not a problem, but very different from your traditional cruise line, is you will not have luggage tags. So like your typical print them out, put them on your luggage. So when you arrive at the port, you need to know your cabin number, which of course is on the app. It's easy to find. But and that's what you'll actually give the porters. So it may seem kind of weird because you don't traditionally do that, but it's an easy process still, but just a little tip.
And I would say I don't miss them. I don't miss the luggage tags. I don't miss having a boarding pass. You literally bring yourself and bring your passport, because Virgin mandates passports. There's been some rumors that they don't make you do a passport, but I wouldn't try it. I seen that there is some fine print that you could do it, but if their preferred identification is passport, then if you want to sell the ship, you might as well get the passport. Because I've never seen how the alternative method goes.
Yeah.
But anywho, but I don't miss anything. I don't miss the luggage tag. I don't miss the boarding pass. It took me a while to remember what my room number was.
Screenshot the app. That way, in case the internet's messing up, you just have it on your phone.
Yeah, so Virgin tip, if anything, have your passport and then have your room number on your body. And you need to pay attention to the A and the Z. So don't forget whatever the letter is at the bottom, you need to add that number. Okay, so embarkation day, you're on the ship and you have your room is ready, you have your luggage ready, and it's time to go. So I guess from there you go to, you can talk about, you have a meal. I did go to the galley before sail away.
I did as well.
And I would say, again, they get it right. Usually there's no buffet on Virgin, but usually that first spot, is usually crazy. The buffet is usually crazy anywhere else you go. And even though Virgin doesn't have a buffet, I would assume the galley would be the spot that most people would flock to. However, it was no shenanigans. You sit down, you wait for food, it comes to you, and that's how we kicked off. I had a burger.
I think I had a burger too.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I will say what I don't like is, or maybe it could be the time that we got there for embarkation, there were not a lot of options. So we got to the galley around 4-ish. And in the galley, things start shutting down. So there was only a choice of, when we got there, a burger, bento boxes, and one more thing. So it was a choice of 3 things. So I don't like that. I think they should maybe at least open up all the options for embarkation day, just so that you can have your full complements of food. Especially since I don't know if these restaurants are open. I don't know what else did you eat outside of the galley?
The pizza.
Yeah, you can go to the pizza spot. So I think they might need to figure out more options for embarkation day. After you do whatever your embarkation meal is, because you definitely want to get something on your stomach, because when you get to the sail away, there is what, Regina?
Champagne.
There is a whole, and I mean whole hour of champagne when you get here. Yes. Champagne. When they say it's 6 to 7, 5:30 to 6:30, something. Yeah. It's an hour, and literally it's flowing. You can take 2 glasses, 3 glasses, put the champagne in a mug, whatever you want to do. I would just say be careful because champagne dries you out. So yes, it's free alcohol, but you can mess yourself up because champagne will dry you out. It's a very nice touch for sail away.
Very classy. Very, very classy.
And for this ship, we found out about DJ Leon. They have a wonderful female DJ she's only the DJ in residence. And she's not in the club, but she is on in certain venues.
Yeah, she's like the house DJ, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. She's a resident DJ. There's another guy who does stuff, but no. So yeah, take advantage of that full complement of champagne for 5 to 6, whatever the time is, 1 hour. It'll be on the app. Don't be shy. After that, I don't remember what I did on the first day after champagne.
We got dressed for dinner.
We got dressed for dinner, and we went to Pink Agave. We went to Pink Agave first night. So this is also, we're on day 3-ish. So we have not had, I guess this interview won't have your full spread of all the things we've experienced because this is only day 3. But at least you'll get kind of the first half of the cruise. And we're also on the, what's that? What's the itinerary? This is a
Dominican Days.
The Dominican Days itinerary. So this is 5-day. We'll talk about the stop at Taino Bay, because that is a lovely new port feature that they have. Dinner at Gun Bay. Oh, I'm sorry. Whoa. Dinner at Pink Agave. Thoughts?
Thoughts were, I like Pink Agave. Actually, first, why don't you tell them your impression of the place?
Yes. So this ship, I have found, I do what I like. It's different. You'll get lost. It's hard to find bathrooms. But the way that they divide this ship up is almost like these venues look like any venue that you would see in a major city. Like when I walked into Pink Agave, this felt like a posh Mexican restaurant in DC. Even yesterday, they had like a DJ in the spot. So I like that it doesn't look like cruise ship restaurant. It looks like you are at the most happening restaurant in your local town. So I appreciate that, but the ship doesn't flow in a sense of like how Carnival, not picking on Carnival, but I'm just comparing, because Carnival's still my girl. But like Carnival, you might be on deck 6 and you're gonna walk into all the venues that are on deck 6 because of the open floor plan on the newer ships. Whereas there's a lot of things tucked into nooks and crannies, but I like that they're tucked into nooks and crannies because it feels like you walked into your neighborhood speakeasy, your neighborhood bar, your neighborhood restaurant. So I appreciate that about Virgin. It is just harder to navigate, but it's unique and it's fun. So I think that's what you wanted me to talk about.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about how because that was
I think that's what it was, because I think I've seen people complain about like I can't find anything on this ship, and I think it's by design. I think it's by design.
And I think it makes it feel like it gives it like a special feel. Like you don't feel like that's Virgin's whole point is we're not traditional cruise ships. That's not what we are, and they are not, and they show that in every element of what they do.
Yeah, nor do I think they care to be a traditional cruise ship. And the way that these vibes are going, I think that I was telling Terry, who are hosting Sisterhood at Sea, I was like, this brand finds its people.
Oh yeah, you were saying that yesterday.
This brand, it finds its people, and it ends up with a group like this is a phenomenal group of people, not on just Sisterhood at Sea, but like the people on the ship are a good group of cruisers. So Virgin, I think, attracts its people. It gets the folks that vibe with it, and it's unapologetic about it.
Yep.
Dinner at Pink Agave.
Yes, dinner at Pink Agave. We started off with some great drinks. It was funny with the appetizers. The server wanted to bring us like everything, and we were kind of like, well, no, we don't really want everything. But then we kind of got mostly everything.
Yeah, we ended
that
up.
was on the menu.
We did. We tried the infamous esquites. That's right, the corn. That was good. I preferred the starters over the main dishes.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts?
As I'm dropping forks.
Ooh, our first thing is here. So I hope you guys don't get annoyed. We're doing this interview and we're eating. So we're going to see how this works with the views. But this is the infamous mushroom plates. And again, we have a lovely Sauvignon Blanc paired with it. So we're going to get into this. And I also heard this is new where they add the bread pieces. So here we go. I go outside in, right? Okay, outside in. Use your outside fork first.
That's your etiquette tip.
That's your etiquette tip. Okay.
Let's see here.
Come this way.
Here's some more of the sisters. Hi, friends.
Hi. What y'all think about Test Kitchen?
Loved it, and I have a recommendation.
Okay.
Save your blue cheese, save some of it, and eat it with your chocolate cake.
Okay, so save some of your blue cheese and eat it with your chocolate cake.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's
chocolate
gotta
cake
be
is incredibly rich,
super rich.
so it kind of cuts it.
Yes. So if you like tuxedo cake, like chocolate mousse cake with mascarpone, you can mimic that with the blue cheese. Like, first off, the blue cheese ice cream, like the frozen. You're just like, how does this work? But I love it.
Okay.
And then, and it's a lot, so you can eat some during that course, but tell them, no, don't take it.
Okay.
And then eat some more with the chocolate cake.
Okay, that's something I have not heard on anybody's video to eat. Oh, I'm burping in the mic. Excuse me. It's been a long day. Eat the blue cheese with the chocolate.
Yes.
A Sisterhood at Sea exclusive. I have not heard that one.
I hadn't either.
But
Yes. You were talking about the menu.
Yeah. They only tell you main ingredients on the menu. So it says mushroom, egg, scallops, venison or beef, blue cheese, and chocolate. And you just got to go with the flow. So far, the flow is going. All right, so we were talking about pink agave. I think we had got down to, we like this, or I like the starters.
The starters better than the meals.
Yeah.
The drinks, what about the drinks? What did you have? Oh, you had wine.
Mm-hmm.
You had the Chenin Blanc, right?
But Kristen had the crickets.
She had the cricket drink.
But I had crickets the night before when we were in Miami.
Oh, that's right, when y'all went to the Balkan.
So between Miami and Virgin, we have had quite a bit of insects.
Now, one thing that was interesting with Carlene and then also one of our other sisters, Kristen, all three of us, for our main dishes, got the fish.
Yeah.
So what was so interesting, we all had 3 different opinions about the fish.
Yeah.
Carlene's opinion.
Excuse me, I didn't like the sea bass. Sorry, the crostini is creeping up on me. I did not like the sea bass, but I also got the steak. Excuse me. I know, it's a crostini. It's trickling down my throat. I'm okay. I did not like the steak because it was, I wouldn't order it again. It was very fatty. And I like a good piece of fat on meat. But that was a lot. It was a lot of, So I love the starters at Pink Agave. I didn't care for the dessert either.
Well, tell them what you thought of the fish though.
It was dry.
She thought the fish was bland. She didn't like the fish. I thought the fish was great. I loved the fish. And then our other sister, Kristen, she thought that it was very fishy. So it's like 3 people eating the same food. That's why it's important to like try things.
Just try
yourself.
it, yeah.
Everybody's palate is different. So just try things to see if you like them. Because, you know.
I will say though, what fish I did like in the dock house, there is a...
I still have not eaten there.
There is a cod skewer.
A cod skewer?
Yes.
Cod.
There's a cod skewer at Dock House, and it's good.
I'm gonna try to eat there tomorrow. I still have not eaten there. I just only had the sangria from the bar. What else? Oh, the desserts. I had to step out, so I wasn't there when y'all had the dessert.
I didn't care for the dessert.
Neither one.
I had some of the bread pudding.
Okay.
Yep. I didn't really care for it.
And one thing I will say about pink agave, because I do enjoy it. Like, we had like the guacamole. I love guacamole, and theirs is really good. One thing that maybe over time that they probably could do better on is maybe having more of a selection. I would say compared to some of the other restaurants, their selections are less or fewer.
Yeah.
Because like if you think about last night, we had there was a ton of things you could eat at Oyster Virgin.
Yeah.
There was a ton, a ton of stuff. So that might be an area of opportunity for the future.
Yeah, I guess we can, because it was last night. So we can talk about, let's go into dining since we're here. And we can jump, I know we're going by day. We can go over to Extra Virgin and talk about that dining experience. First off, shout out to Virgin for accommodating, how many?
What, 40 people?
40 women all at the same time. And they didn't miss a beat. Everybody's dishes rolled out at the same time. We started and finished at the same time, which most places can't do.
And Extra Virgin is my favorite Virgin restaurant. It was the last time. It still is so far this time. I mean, although this is my first time in the test kitchen, because maybe it'll be different. But I've never had anything there that I didn't like. But to her point, the service, impeccable. I mean, they were great. Like, their personalities were great. Like, they were very accommodating. Like, we had some ladies who had to leave, like, really, really quickly. And they hurried up and got their food out because they had an appointment they had to get to. So, just really great. And for the starters, like, we didn't even order starters. They were like, we're going to just bring y'all everything. And then everybody at the table can try everything. Like, don't even look at the menu. We're bringing you all of it.
And see, my table did a different approach. We picked our starters. Yep. Most of us got the meatball. Now, old girl Carnival Mama Nona got Virgin beat on the meatballs.
You think so?
Wait, which you talking about? Like
Mama Nona No, like the celebration, Mama Nona's meatball that's on Cucina del Capitano. Yeah.
Oh, you thought it was good?
Yeah, the meatball was alright. Yeah. Now I would do, which I have heard, and you can do. You can go to Extra Virgin. You can order a side of pasta of some sort, and ask for that meatball that's on the starter to be put over top of pasta. I would do that, and it'll probably be a better dining experience for me, because my comfort food when I travel oftentimes is spaghetti and meatballs and a good ordered mashed potatoes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But what did I have? My main course was, I had the short rib. The oxtail pasta. Did you get the same thing?
Yes.
What did you think?
I thought it was great. It was delicious to me.
It was cool for me. It was cool.
Oh, and one thing about pastas, another pro tip. If you're like looking at the menu, you're like, I want to try this, this, and this, you can do half orders of the pasta. So if you see a couple of pastas, that's what I did. I had half an order of the oxtail because I'd never had that. And then I love the carbonara, so I got half of a carbonara too.
Yeah. And I know it seems like I'm being picky. Excuse me, picky.
She's picky. She's bougie with her palate.
Excuse me. It seems like I'm being picky. However, I will say the thing that I have, each ship has this one thing that I was like, this is the best thing that I've ever had on a ship, and I keep eating it over and over again. And for that, it's not in any specialty restaurants yet. It's in the galley, and it's the ramen. I had 3 whole bowls of ramen yesterday. I had the regular ramen. I had the spicy ramen. I had all the ramen yesterday. So I will say the ramen is the one that I'm like,
very good.
If they were to be like, hey, everybody on the ship, you only can have one thing for the rest of the cruise, it would be the ramen. Now, I would be debating because I'd be like, is it spicy or do I do the regular? But, so anywho, yeah, so that was, we talked about pink agave, we've talked about Extra Virgin. Okay, but we skipped because we went to Extra Virgin. Let's talk about the first sea day. And what did you get into? Right? Yep, that was yesterday.
What did I get into? I went to... It was nice to just be in the room. I was in my room till like 12. Like 11:30, 12. And I'm one on cruise ships. I normally don't stay in the room, even if it's a sea day. Either I get up to go to the gym, or I'm like, oh, well, let me go try the brunch or whatever. So I usually still get up and get out of the room. And I did not this time, and it felt great. I went to the boy band, the 90s boy band. I went and watched it because I got there kind of late. Went to the galley for lunch. What did I... Oh, I guess that's when I went out to the pool after I ate.
Yeah, that was a good DJ.
Yeah, the DJ. And then I went to...
It was a cocktail party for the group.
Oh, cocktail party.
Yeah, I was Miss Busybody, up early, walking around, got me ramen for breakfast. Then I got a nail appointment. I got my toes done, which I have become skeptical of spas on ships. However, I got the mid-range pedicure, comes with a wonderful massage. The lady subtly tried to sell me something, but was not pushy. And the beautiful part is once you're done, you don't have to think about what the tip is. They just say thank you for coming and bye. So that was at least the pedicure, and the massage she gave me on my legs was really good. So shout out to Virgin for that.
So did that restore? Is it enough to restore?
No, it's not. I would have to get a full massage on here, but her leg massage was great. I would have to get a full massage on here, and I have exceeded the amount of money that I plan to expend. So I won't be getting a massage on this one. What I have, though, splurged on was I went ahead and got the $300 deposit. There's a special on board. If you purchase $300, you get $600 on board credit. The only, not red tape, fine print is it's only good for a sea terrace or above. It's not for all room categories.
Yeah.
So it automatically kind of makes you come in at a certain price point. So maybe.
It's good for 2 years.
Oh, is it 2 years?
To book it.
Oh, it's good for 2 years. I'm glad I knew. I thought it was like endless. So okay, I got to get on it quick. I got to figure out which Virgin Voyage.
Book it in 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Not take the trip, but just book it.
Okay, good to know. So we had our own private social hour. That was cool. You know, any other, you have a large sailing, a lot of times cruise lines will throw in a perk, and we got that. Then that's when we ended up at Extra Virgin. Cool. So yeah, that was basically the day. Only thing that we haven't talked about was parties.
I was like, you haven't talked about the nightlife yet.
Yeah, let's talk about nightlife. So I haven't been to a show yet. Have you been to a show?
Not in this sailing, but on the first sailing I did, I went to, I think, every show on the ship. And this sailing has the same ones. I guess with this one, since we are part of a group, then it's kind of like there's some things that are scheduled and kind of we're hanging with the group. So some of that is kind of where my schedule was like how it would normally be. But the thing to know about Virgin shows, they're very different. They're not your traditional Broadway singing and, you know, those kind of shows. I would call them abstract in a lot of ways. The closest thing to like a traditional show would be like It's a Ship Show, which is like their signature variety show. So they have all kinds of talents where they might have a juggler, they might have a really good singer. They'll do like some games with the audience. So that's probably more traditional.
Yeah, I haven't been to a show. I haven't been to the parties. I have walked into live music. I did really well at the casino. So even and I won't say just I did well. We encountered some other folks who have done well in the casino. So that could be something too. Today we did a private excursion with our group. But I will say, you know, when it's time to embark, Virgin does not make any announcements. So if they say they are arriving at 10 o'clock, and if nothing else goes on the intercom, that means you are there. But something unique, though, is we are at the new Taino Bay port. So we are at the new Taino Bay port. Beautiful. I'm not sure how many sailings have come in. One of the staff members says they can hold about 3 or 4 cruise ships. We were the only one here today, which I can see that being a whole vibe if you only had adults only. But lovely space. It looks like it's giving beach club vibes. There's a lazy river, a pool, music, tons of shops, several cigar shops, the fish spa. So I would say highly recommend Taino Bay if you can get on. I know Virgin stops here. We were having a little bit of a language processing breakdown between me and the lady, but she said a couple other ships come, but I'm not sure the size of those ships or what. But like, I would love it if like 2 Virgin ships were in port. That would be dope.
That would be fun.
That would be dope. So you have like 2 full adults only.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's a nice vibe. Like it has like several bars, restaurants. The pool area is great. They had good music out there today.
Seemed fairly accessible.
Yeah.
It's well paid. Yeah, they have the buggies, the free ride buggies. Just make sure you tip them. It is quite a bit of a walking.
Yeah, it is.
Especially if you want to go catch a cab, taxi, you have to go all the way out. And even a bit of a walk, it seems like where the Virgin people pick up their folks. So just FYI, but I would say what I won't be picky about is get a Taino Bay. I think it's a vibe.
It's very different. If you've been to like Amber Cove, like it's very different from being here.
So yeah, very different from Amber Cove. Yeah. Actually, I would say Taino Bay is almost like not kid friendly. Anywho, this is T with C, and this is
Regina Davis.
Yes, and if you haven't already seen our interview together when we sell Norwegian Prima, if you like the same style of interview, click the link again, or I'll put it in the description so you can see our review on Norwegian Prima. But happy to sail with you again, Regina. And what is, I guess, to the sailors?
To the sailors.
Yes. Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Let's see. Thanks for chatting with me.
Subscribe, like.
Thank you. And this was our quick review of our first 3 days on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. Bye. Cheers.